Okay, here we go. This is for all the people out there. Hello and welcome to Kickin In Crocs, the podcast. My name is Steve, one half of Kickin In Crocs. I forgot to say the part where we talk about martial arts stuff, geeky stuff, and all sorts of stuff. So I just said it right then. I'm Steve. Welcome.
I am David. It's nice to see everybody. I had to go. You went big, so I had to go small.
Uh-huh.
And I'm Nick. Hello, everyone. I was waiting for you to do your interruption, which you've been doing for the last three podcasts.
Well, now, I guess you're one half. I'm one half.
I'm one half. You're
and,
one half.
Well,
Nick
is now kind of.
He has earned his 0.01% ownership of Kickin In Crocs.
I don't know if I
You are the phantom half.
The phantom.
I don't know if I could handle this kind of pressure, but I appreciate it as always.
I'm delicately moving from mug to mic.
I know.
For people just listening, in one hand, I have my mug of not coffee, tea. In the other hand, I have my microphone.
Yep.
Anyway.
But explain why it's so important you're talking about this mug, because for those listening only, it's not just the mug, folks.
So they just heard us describe it this entire time.
It's just a Lego mug with a little
intro.
kitty cat on it that I like to say looks like my cat. And as it was pointed out, this is not a Lego podcast.
This is a Kickin and Croc podcast.
Kickin In Crocs,
Which
Lego
speaking
mug podcast.
of Crocs, it's true, folks. Nick has finally got his first pair of Crocs.
I hope you watched the video.
We did. We posted a video of it on YouTube. I hope you guys have watched it. If you haven't watched it, go watch it right now. I'll leave a link to it down in the description. It was actually a lot of fun to edit. Had a good time doing it.
And I feel like I made a blunder here because you're wearing Crocs that you bought that day.
Yes.
I am wearing my sneaker Crocs, my Crocs.
Still counts as Crocs.
Still counts as Crocs. Bots, I know you're listening. These can work at school.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
And Nick
has his Crocs.
You have some Crocs.
Yay.
So show them off to the camera again.
Yeah, give them a little close up here. So to those of you that are listening in audio, I'll give you a little description of them. They are a glorious pair of Crocs in a pattern like Italian style bandana looking thing with light blue, dark gray.
And judging, let's see how good my Croc knowledge is, because I'm pretty good on it. Judging by this on the sidelines here, this right here, is that a bistro Croc? Was that under the bistro heading?
The bistro
I want to say yes.
Subset.
I'm fairly certain it's a bistro head. What's it say in the bottom of the shoe there, maybe?
It should tell you.
Can
Nick read? That is the biggest question.
What is that?
We're going to look him up in the Crocs app
right
after
there.
this.
What is that?
Apparently he cannot read.
Boulder, Colorado.
It's just where it's from.
I'll tell you where it's from.
No, those are definitely the bistro, because look at the bottom. These are non-slip.
No, yeah.
So the bistros usually have the side on it.
Mm-hmm.
Non-slip, it says it right now. It says non-slip, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a bistro. I look
cool.
at the Crocs app and website at least once a week.
Yeah,
I'm obsessed.
We talked about this in previous podcasts. Dave is really, really the Crocs half of Kickin' In Crocs, whereas I was just like, yeah, Crocs, cool. I'm still into it. Still wear them. Still bought myself a pair of the Croc Light
Well,
Rides.
you definitely like the more non-traditional Crocs.
I do.
You have an affinity for them.
I do. Like I've said this before. I save the clogs, the traditional looking Crocs. The first thing that you think of when you hear Crocs. I save those for when we're doing our Kickin' videos, and for just wearing out and about, I might get myself a pair of those Croc sneakers as well. Those look pretty cool.
We're a good
I also
blend
have the
though,
Croc Light Rides.
because Steve is definitely. He loves the brand, and he's definitely loves the brand. He's definitely into like their like a little bit different styles, because Crocs has so many styles, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely more the clog person of all the different brands, the different styles. The clogs are my favorite. I don't know why. They're my favorite. And Nick, you're kind of a blend of the two of us, like Steve and I.
Yeah, I'm definitely
You're like a mix of the two of us.
I think what took me into it is the fact that there's a variety, and I find myself now talking about it more because you've gotten me so.
Well, there's
the
something for
conversation.
everybody. That's what I like about the brand.
That's true.
There's something for everyone.
I've seen that most people that say I don't like Crocs. I'm seeing again. I haven't talked to as many people as you guys have about it yet, but I've been starting to talk about it. I went to a meeting in Kansas City a couple weeks ago, and I brought up the fact that we're in this podcast. We're talking about Kickin' In Crocs and the variety, and 3 people right away like, yeah, I can't stand Crocs. And when I started talking to them about the variety, they completely, like their face completely shifted because they think of the traditional Crocs Only immediately.
I definitely think as Crocs have gotten popular though, because they're going through a renaissance, they're going to reemergence.
Or Michaela Day.
It becomes like all things. When something becomes popular again, there is a subset of people that if something's cool and popular, they must hate it. It's too quote unquote mainstream, so it has to be hated. So
yeah, this wasn't that audience for me necessarily. It was just I think in their mind, without a doubt, based on what they were telling me, they only envisioned the traditional Crocs.
The Crocs, yeah.
When we started talking about the varieties that you guys have introduced me to, you can see their eyes like showing general
I can't wait
interest in the topic.
I can't wait to do more kicking this summer.
Oh yeah.
I feel like because it's been a little like weird outside and rainy and.
Yeah.
So I feel like this summer is going to be really the summer we get to hit a lot of kicks.
For it. We're going to keep on doing it even in the springtime as well.
So, but going backwards to our YouTube video.
Yeah, if you watched the video, you would have seen the Crocs that Nick bought. Mm-hmm. And for those of you that are listening on the audio, I'm a bit confused because Nick is not wearing the pair of Crocs that he bought at the Crocs Outlet.
These are not the Crocs you walked out with.
They are
so
not.
That entire video was for naught.
That whole video is a lie.
Nothing. Whole video is a lie. So I have an idea. So Dave already knows the story behind it. I have an idea as to what I think it is. But go ahead, Nick, take it away. Let's hear why the Crocs are now different.
All right. So the journey to the Crocs store, watched the video. A lot of fun. Really cool. Brought Luca along for the ride too. He actually had a great time. Went into the store.
You didn't buy Luca Crocs either.
Wow. He has his Lego.
But the gibbets.
We got some gibbets, but don't give away that video. You guys have to watch it. But the variety of Crocs at the Crocs store, definitely overwhelming in a good way. Like there's just so many good options out there. Really cool. Definitely recommend it. Go out there. But the Crocs are a different type of fit, without a doubt. And for me, I've always historically had issues with the width of shoes versus the length of shoes. Right. So I ended up getting a pair of Crocs there. When I first started trying them on, I felt that if I went with a length that was closer to my regular shoe size, the width was loose on me.
You actually ended up getting the size I wear.
Yeah.
Which is the same size Sensei Lauren wears.
Yeah. So
you tried to join our club.
I did. Well, you know what it was? It was fitted. Almost like a sneaker. And I'm like, maybe this is how Crocs should be.
No, sir.
No.
Well, I didn't ask you then, right?
That's true.
So then I go home and my wife, to her point, was asking me, hey, have you worn them yet? Have you really kind of tested them out?
Right.
And I said, I haven't. I got them. I went home. I ended up just kind of getting in the zone of work and a whole bunch of other things. So when she told me that I took them out of the bag, I put them on. I wore them around the house for about 2 hours. And this is not going to work. These are my toes are touching the end. It's not comfortable.
Yeah, no, that's no good.
So then I said to my wife, I told my wife, I said, tomorrow I'm going to the Crocs store. I'm going to size out again. I'm going to check out different sizes. So we went the next day back to the Crocs store.
I don't recall my phone ringing.
I don't recall getting any invitation to go with him again to do a part 2 of the video.
Well, I know in the mornings you are busy a lot of times unless we're doing a tea time, but it was not one of our tea days.
Wow.
And you also do a lot of the dojo sometimes in the morning if you're not training.
Depends on the day, but
yes. It wasn't one of our days where we normally get together. So went to the store and went in. The Croc employees were awesome. It's the same style, classic bandana, but the colors were awesome on the other ones as well. Instead of being a traditional gray, black, they were red, white, and green.
And they weren't bistros either.
I don't recall. They
might
have
been. They were not.
Oh no, they
bistros.
didn't. They weren't bistros.
They had holes for
They had gibbet holes.
They had gibbet holes. So they did not have 8s, which are my actual size versus what I went for.
Lock that into your brain.
They did not have it. So I tried, but then I took the advantage of trying multiple different styles of shoes there in 8s to make sure if I wanted to just keep ordering now or picking them up, I could. And that is my jam style. So I ordered those. I ordered these, and these were due Sunday. And they came in a little bit early so that I'm ready for the podcast. Obviously, by the time you guys see the podcast, it'll be
It'll actually be Sunday.
So do you find these comfortable?
I do.
Yeah.
I've been wearing. I'm saving them. I'm trying not to wear them down. Obviously, I just got them. I want to save them for the show to make sure they're.
I am so going to drive to that Crocs Outlet tomorrow and buy those same ones.
The other ones.
So there's
awesome.
I did leave out from the video.
Happy.
Yeah, I'm glad you're happy, pal. That's great. We're very excited.
I carried them around.
I'm excited.
Yeah,
They're awesome.
I did cut out from the video. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't have been able to see it because Dave was carrying the camera. But Dave was carrying around the white bandana style
I was so good
Crocs
to buy 'em.
for almost the entire video. Like, he wanted to buy
I
them.
was so close.
But Nick liked them too. So Dave said, here, like you saw. I mean, I obviously watched the video.
Yeah,
and you'll
take
see
it. Yeah. But so here's the real question now. Have you thrown a kick in them?
I was saving that for us. No.
And it shall be done.
I only put them on once before I got here and walked around the house with them. Then I took them off because I didn't want to ruin them for the unveiling.
Oh.
So that's where we're at right now. So I've not thrown a kick.
Okay.
But we can.
We definitely have to throw a kick in them.
Yeah, I feel kick ready.
Oh,
yeah.
there
Cool.
we go.
All right.
We'll have to definitely
Do it, yeah.
take a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Post.
Make it happen.
I don't think I have any pictures of me actually throwing any kicks in Crocs, period.
Nope.
Because I never
None.
had my own Crocs, so I couldn't do it.
No,
None.
there's no pictures of you on our Instagram other than I think like podcast. Like,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
podcast,
no,
whatever.
he appears in the podcast and stuff like that.
And then,
the
like,
podcast
maybe-
clips.
the YouTube video, obviously,
Yep.
with him
Yep.
getting the Crocs that he didn't get.
Yeah, but that's so fun.
No, but it initiated my Croc purchases, right? So I got the full Croc experience. I went, I shopped, I saw all the amazing kinds, I bought Crocs, returned Crocs, got Crocs again, the full experience.
In other words, you went through what Dave had to go through on a minuscule
Yes,
scale during
yes.
Christmas time with his
That
buying
was
gifts
that
for
was
his
more
mother.
buying for other people.
Black Crocs.
That was
The
all
black
buying for other
sneakers,
people.
The Croc
I know.
sneakers, yeah. Buying for
And I
his
can't
mother.
wait until I get a holiday Croc from Dave.
I still owe people Crocs.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is what happens when you promise a whole bunch of people Crocs.
Crocs are expensive.
They are expensive.
No,
They
they're
are
not.
expensive.
They're
No.
perfectly
So
valued.
what was one of the cool things?
No, you're right.
So when I went to go purchase the original Crocs, which I think Dave's going to get a pair, I might end up getting that pair anyway. They do
we should
price
all
match.
get them and then throw matching kicks.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's okay. How they go. Yeah,
They
definitely.
do price match. So whether you find it on the Croc website or another store, if you find the Croc that's in the store location and you can show them the price and you can show them that it's the same size and style that you're about to purchase, they will price match. And that was a
solid.
$15 savings.
There you go.
It was awesome.
$15.
So
Money.
don't be silly and just go in there and grab it for face value. Take advantage of what they allow you to do. Price match. It's an awesome opportunity to save some money, and then you can get more Crocs.
So there you go.
There you
So
go.
Nick is now officially a member
Yes.
of Crocs.
As we said, the 0.01%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow credit.
the shadow half. And I'm Nick, the
And
shadow
I'm
half.
Nick,
Yeah.
the shadow half. of
Shadow
Kickin' In
ownership.
Crocs.
I think
That
that
sounds
works.
so creepy, but okay. We'll go with it.
Doesn't have to be creepy. It can be mysterious.
Mysterious.
Mysterious is a nicer way to say it.
He's the
Mysterious.
enigma.
So, yeah,
And
that
we-
happened.
Yeah.
It did.
And we had some fun today. Today was a day
We did.
talking about the kicking or the martial arts part of the day of our podcast. We were doing some fun board breaking.
Yeah, we
today.
did some board breaking today with the students, which
It
was cool.
so cool. And Dave does our intro speech to that event, right? And I think I really like the part on, and I'll let you talk into the details, right, about what the board represents for us at our school.
Oh,
right?
wait,
We're not a competitive board breaking
No,
school.
oh God, no.
It's more
Yeah.
of
It's a one.
what
It's
it
a one.
stands
It's
for.
a once a year kind of
Event.
event.
Some schools do it at their testing. Like,
Yes.
when
Oh,
you
yeah.
test for your next belt, you have to break a board.
And that's
like,
fine.
we look at it a very different way.
Yeah, yeah. Mainly, it's a seminar for kids and adults and buddies, and we usually do like twofold. I think with kids, we focus a little bit on two things really: breaking a habit, like a bad habit. So if you have a bad habit, whatever it might be, like I used a couple of examples, like maybe you don't listen, fight with your sister, pick your nose, and when we'll write the bad habit on the board, and then breaking through that habit
Mm-hmm.
symbolizes your promise that you're going to break. Breaking the board symbolizes the promise that you're going to break that habit, and the parents get to keep that board. So that's a great way to do it. And then I also talked about goals.
Now, before you go to the goals,
Yes,
from the habit piece, so I had the adults that I was supporting.
adults have good habits
And
sometimes.
the
Yeah.
adults had some interesting habits, right? So, the sillier ones, which made me laugh, and he was like overuse of profanity, right? So I'm gonna break that habit.
And that was Nick's board.
That was Nick. That's what Nick broke on his board.
And
Or
that was Nick's
his board for his board.
I'm not breaking that habit. So that was one of them. Another one was something simple like, staying focused in a conversation, right? Because they get
What'd you say?
distracted. Bingo.
easy
But those are
people.
cool because I think adults don't often step back and take a look at what are my bad habits.
Oh yeah.
It's
So
true.
even for adults, I like that practice.
Adults very rarely, myself included, do self-analysis. I mean, I think we're all guilty of that. I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
And as martial artists, every martial artist I talk to that's like halfway decent takes a moment to film themselves when they're training so they can watch back.
And say, oh.
Right.
Ooh,
Because it's self-assessment.
ugh.
And I don't think most people don't do a lot of self-assessment these days, which I think is an important thing. And then the other aspect we do for board breaking that I talked about heavily was setting a goal. And the board represents obstacles that you might come in contact with on your way to your goal. So oftentimes, I don't know if some of our audience has broken boards before, some haven't. So when you're breaking a board, oftentimes what happens is people strike the board and then pull away. So they tap the board, but they don't go through the board.
Yep.
They tap it and they pull away.
Yep.
And so it's just like an obstacle in life where you come up against the obstacle and you pull back. And then that's it. They try maybe once or twice and then they're done. Like some of the kids went to break the board, they couldn't do it on their first try, and they couldn't do it on their second try. Maybe they got it on their third try, and you relate that to like, well, what happens if you fail in life? What happens if you don't get it on your first try? Do you give up? Or do you try again till you break through that obstacle that's in your way? So that's a good message for the kids and for adults too.
And every part of it symbolizes such a great story because even when for anyone that's done board breaking before, any type of breaking before, it hurts more when you don't break it than it does when you do.
Oh yeah.
So you'll hit it, it'll bounce you back or you'll bounce back, and now you've got that reminder of what just didn't work for you, right? So again, it adds to sometimes failure or your inability to push through what your goal was, it's going to hurt. But again, it's that discipline and desire to push through that is this lesson that we're working on now. So I just love what it symbolizes. It's not a matter of can I break 1 million boards or can I break cement. It's the symbol of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, we're not, but by no
do
means
it.
like competitive breaking so little like actual breaking for what we do.
And I'll be honest. So nowadays, years ago, I trained with a different instructor, fantastic organization then too, and he was a world champion board breaker and cement breaker. But he had said, I won't teach it here because the point of it is what we do now, what it symbolizes. And he says the competition of it, nowadays, you have so many other career paths as an individual, a doctor, an artist, something where you'll need your hands and you cannot be at the level he was at without injuring your hands.
I
wouldn't, and I respected him for that. I was like, that's really
I enjoy
great.
my hands the way they are. I don't
Mm-hmm.
So that was how we spent this Saturday.
That was fun.
Yep.
But last Saturday we spent watching some fights.
There was some fights on. That is true.
So there's 2 fights in particular that I'd like to talk about.
Absolutely.
If we have a second.
We have a couple seconds.
Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah.
I did watch that fight.
Who was So Nick was supposed to watch with us, but he didn't feel good.
And I didn't. Why did I not come over? I don't care about you guys.
Yeah,
Why
he
did I
didn't
not
feel
come
good,
over?
and his belly hurt, and he was scared of my pregnant wife getting hurt.
Yeah, I listen. I can get them sick all day. I don't. It doesn't bother me. But his wife is pregnant, and
she was going to catch that nasty burrito.
Complete and total respect for her at all times. I won't even let anyone else sick in the house.
So she said she was setting records for a title.
Valentina Shevchenko. Moving back to what we were talking about, the fighters.
And
Valentina was setting records for title defenses.
She was doing real good.
Most dominant women champion
and
in
then
a long time.
She threw this spinning rear kick. Sloppy.
Yeah, she was definitely tired.
Telegraphed. And she got caught in a rear choke.
Yep.
And that was that.
Who was it she was fighting? What was her name again?
So
oh, man, you put me on the spot. What was her name? Alexa
Grasso. Alexa Grasso. So as soon as Valentina spun around, Grasso jumped on her back like it was like a cat. It was like right onto her back. Immediately put her in a rear naked choke. And
oh yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, it was all from a sloppy kick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Turn
that
slow.
happened again. I watched it later on. That happened strictly from a like she read that it was so
She just
slow.
saw it
Totally
coming.
read that kick.
Good for her to jump like that. Like you knew it was coming.
That's the danger sometimes when you mix in grappling with striking is that you get your spinning rear kick stuffed when you're just strictly striking.
Yep.
Okay, you might get hit. It could be a big deal. It might not be, but you get your back taken. That's a problem. That's a problem.
Easily one of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous position to be in, is a rear mount.
Yep.
So then the second fight was John Jones making his comeback,
John Jones, baby.
which lasted what, like a minute and a half?
30? Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, first let's that fight was so interesting from the get go. So let's start from the very beginning.
Was it?
Not because it was an interesting fight, just because interesting things happened throughout. So John Jones does his walkout, stuff like that, music going on. He almost forgets to go to the, I don't know what they're called,
get the Vaseline.
Yeah.
So to those of you guys who don't know,
Cutman.
professional fighters they put Vaseline on their face to help
minimize cuts,
and burns and stuff like that from the gloves on their face. So John Jones almost forgets to go and get the Vaseline put on his face.
Yeah, he hasn't fought in 3 years. So
he hasn't fought in 3 years. And then, so he goes over, he gets reminded, he goes over, he gets the Vaseline put on. He goes to turn to the octagon, and he gets stopped by one of the officials. Apparently he had a problem with one of his toes, right? I guess maybe it was like a broken toe or hurt toe at some point down the line. Dave knows all about broken toes. But
well, he probably has too. Like I have bad calluses, and my toes will crack on the seam sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Especially the more I'm on a mat.
Yep.
Sometimes I crack on the seam.
Yep.
So the taping of the toe prevents that.
He had tape wrapped around two of his toes. He had the bad toe was wrapped to another toe, and then there was like supporting tape wrapped around up higher up on his foot. And I guess I don't know why, but the officials were like, "No, you can't have that tape."
I think very simply the reason is because you don't know if anything.
Yeah, but
let them wear full on.
But they let them wear
foot
full on
sleeves.
foot sleeves.
Yeah,
you could wear an ankle sleeve underneath and up to your. So
It was odd.
To me, it didn't
odd.
make sense. And then there was an article. He actually said like if they don't let him tape his toes, he's not going to fight.
That's funny.
And I was
For
like,
future fights.
That's for future fights. I'm
funny.
like, that's pretty. I mean, I get it though. Like, you got to be able to be comfortable if you're fighting.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, if other people
fighting,
are
so-
allowed to wear the sleeves that go up to the ankle and underneath the arch of the foot, if you can wear that, you can tape your toe.
I
Come
agree.
on.
So I agree on consistency. Like as far as the comfort conversation, I agree. I don't really care about the comfort piece because you're fighting, but I do 100% agree with consistency. Either everybody could do something like that, or nobody could do it at the end.
So
Agreed. But then after that, so they get into the ring, do the whole introduction thing. Bruce Buffer, it's time.
Don't say it. Don't say you owe him $10 now.
yeah, he's got that trademark. What he said was, "It's Tom."
Oh, okay, yeah, I said it was
heard that.
Tom. It's Tom. Tom's a great guy. Anyway, so
It's Tom.
I love gymnastics. It's so graceful.
Gymnastics. Gymnasts.
so
So
graceful.
graceful. We'll have to tell that.
Yeah, we'll have to
why
tell
we're
the story at
laughing
some
like
point.
hyenas.
Yeah. So the fight starts. John Jones. Okay, first we didn't even say who John Jones was fighting.
You ruined it.
I'm sorry. So John Jones was fighting Cyril Gahn. And Cyril Gahn is well recognized. Could you guys have some decorum here? Like, come on. Focus. Can't do it. Come on, man.
Trade scenes with me. I can't say that.
I'm trying to tell the story here. I can't.
So
Oh
go
my
on to
God.
John Jones. Yep, John Jones.
John Jones was
I'm
fighting
back.
Cyril Gahn, who is probably recognized as the one of the heavyweight fighters that is lightest on his feet.
Right,
Like,
he
he
moves-
moves like a lightweight.
Yeah, he moves like he's got kind
such
of
good
karate
footwork,
style.
such good kickboxing. He's very, very good at
Yeah.
his movement, his footwork.
For a man that big to move the way he
It's
does. He
insane.
moves kind of, I don't want to say Wonder Boy-esque, but in that vein.
Close to it, the
Close.
bouncing.
He's
the
got
in
the
and
similar
out.
bouncing in and
when you-
out style.
What I feel is interesting is it's a forward momentum move most of the time, but it's so. It's not even. I don't want to say unorthodox, but it's so calculated You don't even notice you're getting pushed
Yeah,
back. Like, it's not some heavy pushback, but it's happening. You're backpedaling the entire time.
But that's his game. He's known as like this. Yep. I mean, people are talking about, he's the best striker in the
heavyweight division.
The heavyweight division. And then,
well, he did a straight up kickboxing match. He might be. Only problem is that this is MMA.
Yep.
So they go out there, and John Jones throws the first strike, and it's a leg kick, hits him in the leg. Ciryl Gane answers with his own kick, and ends up kicking him right in the badoobies, as we like to say in
the
karate.
Badoobies.
Right up in the middle, in between. And it was just so funny. And we couldn't stop ourselves from laughing.
And that was
like, it's the first 2 strikes of the fight.
It was.
Someone already got kicked in the groin.
And it was the only strike I think Ciryl Gane landed the entire fight.
Actually able to land, yeah. So they stop him. They stop the fight. They give John Jones a chance to recover, like they always do. They give him some time to recover, and he gets back in there, and then John Jones ends up out wrestling him. He ends up driving him down to the ground.
He takes him to the ground.
Puts him into a front-facing guillotine choke.
And he was against the cage.
He was up against the cage.
I had a spirited. No, I'm good. I had a spirited debate with one of our private lessons, one of our black belts.
Okay.
That Master Andrew will teach him privately.
Okay. I know he does. Yeah, I know.
And he was arguing with me for a second about John Jones. I said that the choke. I said, well, it's a guillotine. He said, that wasn't a guillotine. I watched it again. I said, no, that's a guillotine.
Well, what did he think that it was?
He thought it was a different type of choke. I said, no, it's a variation on a guillotine choke.
Honestly, when it comes
down
to
but it's not a standard guillotine. I said, yes, it is.
My whole reaction is, why does it matter? He choked him.
Well, because they're trying to get the terminology right.
Just to get the terminology. But, I mean, there's many variations on a guillotine choke. There's arm in, there's arm out. There's
No, but that was a traditional.
At the end of the day,
wrist under the chin.
At the end of the day, a guillotine's a guillotine. So it was a fun little spirited debate. But I'm like, he was arguing with me, and I'm like, all you have to do is go to Google, and every single feedback of the fight was John Jones wins via guillotine. John Jones wins over front headlock guillotine. John Jones wins over, and it was like article after article after article of guillotine. I'm like, man, some people just have to argue with you.
Like it could have been it could have been a variation of a guillotine, but at the end of the day, it falls under guillotine. Like spaghetti is pasta. We get it.
Exactly.
Absolutely, spaghetti is definitely pasta.
Yeah,
it falls in that heading. So I just want to clear it up right now. That was a guillotine choke that he hit him with.
He did hit him with the guillotine choke. You know what? There you have it. John Jones is once
Technique
again.
Tuesday. Show the guillotine.
Oh yeah,
like 4 different variations of guillotine,
but they're all still guillotine chokes.
All right, keep a lookout for it on our Technique of the Week. Over the next coming up weeks, we'll do different versions of
different
the
variations on
choke.
guillotine
That'll be a
chokes.
full video instead of just a reel.
Oh yeah,
okay,
for sure.
So now that means that John Jones is now the UFC heavyweight champion of the world. This was his debut at heavyweight. He's usually light heavyweight, and he came in looking strong.
And I just
looking heavyweight.
He enjoyed being a heavyweight.
The problem I have with it is, so he's gonna fight Stipe Miocic.
That is the next one.
Who is the next one? Who's
next opponent in line?
Stipe is a sharp stand-up guy. We'll see how it goes. Stipe is really good. I mean, he still holds the most title defenses in heavyweight history. But he also hasn't fought in like 2 years, and he was coming off an eye surgery. So So if John Jones makes it through Stipe, who is left to fight?
Nobody yet. It's going to have to be down the line. Some young up-and-comers.
You got like Tai Tuivasa, who Ciryl Gane beat. Or who is
John Jones just beat Ciryl Gane, so it's a whole big thing. We're gonna have to wait for some other young up and comers.
He did say though he felt awkward in the stand up. Like John Jones was talking about how he felt.
He did. I noticed that he did go to his wrestling fairly quickly.
He said he felt awkward standing up, and he could definitely tell there's a little bit of rust.
He didn't. I mean, obviously, if you're fighting with, like, we literally just said that Ciryl Gane is arguably the best striker in the heavyweight division. You're not even going to bother trying to strike.
But I also think like ring rust is a real thing. Like there is a little bit of
not that it showed, by the way.
No,
but yes,
his fight IQ definitely showed there. Like we didn't really get enough of a chance to see. Like what his skills set is at right now, but still his fight IQ was like, I gotta take this guy down.
I mean, the heavyweight divisions don't excite me.
Yeah,
but I think John Jones could definitely force it into another level because
Yeah,
he's
true.
adding skill.
But there's still nothing like watching the lighter guys at a fast pace.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I like the
Brandon
150s.
Moreno versus Ferguson.
Yeah.
Moreno versus Ferguson. Oh my God.
No,
What's the fight
it was,
coming up next?
not
Lightweight.
Ferguson.
Lightweight.
Yeah.
Right?
Lightweight.
Figueiredo. You're thinking
Figueiredo. I'm sorry.
Aren't
Yeah.
the next
Figueiredo.
fights coming up like this? The super
For the lightweight
division?
title.
You have
heavy.
you have coming up. You have Aljamain Sterling is going to fight Henry
Bantam.
Cejudo.
Yeah, Cejudo. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Cejudo, yeah.
That's gonna be.
Yeah,
I'm
looking forward
excited
to
see that fight.
Aljamain's a big dude though. That cuts a lot of weight to be in that division.
Well, so was Piotr Jan.
Yeah, Piotr is a big dude.
Piotr Jan, and then Piotr moved up too.
But Cejudo's not that big a guy.
he's just about the same size as Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, they train together now, which I always think is cool. Like they fought twice.
Yes.
They were
Henry Cejudo is who dethroned Mighty Mouse in
and
the
they
UFC.
were like competitors, and now
Questionably.
they train together, and I like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like when people come together after they
That's
like
really cool.
try and punch each other in the face.
That's one of the nice things about combat sports is that if it's done right, you make best friends out of
Best friends for life.
your competitors.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
really good. Well, you find like people, folks that want to train at your level, that want to understand at your level, that want to, work out and learn at the same level as you. So it's a perfect environment to kind of make friends and training partners.
For
Pretty
sure.
cool.
For sure.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like changing the subject from our last podcast when we did our quiz show.
Yes.
Mhm.
I was at board break. I was talking to somebody about the Crocs. Like a lot of kids were coming in and wearing their Crocs. I said, "Oh, I like your shoes. I like your shoes."
They're in, man.
And one of the parents had said something about I just can't get into them. They're like, I don't know. They're rubber. And I was like, actually.
See, this is when it goes like this. Actually, they are not made
Actually,
of rubber. They are
it
made
is
of a
not
patented
rubber.
material called Crosslight, which is a polymer developed specifically by Crocs for Crocs, only Crocs.
It's like he was there, but he wasn't. And that's how it went. But it was like that knowledge bomb I could drop was like, oh, yeah, this isn't rubber. How dare you?
I love that. And I've been using some of the facts from that day as well.
And they started
So
describing.
it's
I was
really
like,
fun.
no,
I
you're
have
talking about
not.
frocks.
Yep,
Those
exactly.
are fake Crocs.
Yes.
And how environmentally
very much
safe
so
the
about Crocs.
product is. And
It's
we
crazy.
We
It's
didn't know
really
that
cool.
either. Like, it makes you want to buy them even more.
I was able to talk about the Crosslight with one of the students because I asked. I think it was an older kid. I asked, so do you know what Crocs are made out of? Oh, I think it was. Oh God, I remember who it was now. Yeah, I was like, you know what they're made out of, and I was able to explain what they were made out of. I felt so smart.
Right?
And I can tell you've been practicing because you just delivered it now.
Well, I didn't do it like that to the kid. I did it much more like, so it's made out of a patented material called
No.
Crosslight.
You should go back into character.
What you should have done is
Okay, then I will explain everything like this. This will be the voice that I used to.
if you
explain
had
things.
a chalkboard, perhaps, and you drew a Croc first and you see, and then you put some fake equations next to it, like they always do on TV shows. where,
Exactly.
like,
Got it.
Or what's that effect where it just looks like someone's thinking? You just see a bunch of
Oh, the equations
chemistry
come up.
equations
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
up. Yeah,
That's a great idea.
I
Yes.
like it.
I'll have to use that from now on.
yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
That is a good one. I do too.
No rubber.
So what caused the? I guess I'm going to backtrack to what caused our breakdown of mental insanity, but we're just laughing.
Oh, okay. We're
and
explain that now.
it does
Okay, we're
relate
explaining
to
that now.
a.
I honestly, there was a couple different things that caused that breakdown. But we can go with the main one. We can go with the main.
Well, the main one. Okay, so I forget what fight we were watching, but it was during a fight, and
Yep.
I'm scrolling my Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and I get to this video.
So before the video, though, we're watching one silly video after another.
Right.
Yeah,
So
we
it's
were
like,
in the funny cat video side
Yeah.
of Instagram.
it was just like ridiculous stuff, and then we get to this video of this gymnast, and it starts off, and he's doing just this amazing routine.
like when they're
And
on
in
the
my
bar,
mind, I'm like,
and they're
wow,
going,
a
on a
serious
bar,
video.
and he's literally doing all these
we're expecting some cool
wonderful.
flip,
He's spinning on it.
some
He's
cool
twirling.
twists.
And Nick looks at me and he goes, "Man, gymnast, so graceful." And as soon as he says that, the guy lets go of the bar and goes flying into a wall. But it was the timing of Nick just going, "Gymnast,
So
graceful."
graceful.
Wham! And then I don't know, we just started laughing insanely that
that's-
entire.
It
like
was
an
a
hour.
solid 15 minutes.
Yeah,
of
there was
like
a lot of
crying
I was
laughter.
just like crying, going back and rewatching it again.
There's a
It was
lot of
one of those
laughter.
moments that you just not prepared for that was just perfect.
So now it's become just a thing where it's like
Yep.
so graceful.
Well, sometimes we
can't even
randomly
think about it.
we'll just say even if it's has nothing to do with what's going on, we'll just randomly look at each other and just go, so graceful.
You know what we'll have to do?
Well,
If we
you know,
can find that video, we need to share the link to it.
I was teaching
Oh,
wheel.
of
We can
the
share
gymnast?
the love. Oh, yeah.
I was
We could
teaching. I was
probably look it
teaching
up.
I
We'll
was
just
teaching.
type in gymnast fails and find
I
it.
was teaching a wheel kick, and you know when you go too high in a wheel kick, your base leg
goes
is out.
Yep.
And
We should do something where like a video on Kickin In Crocs where like you're doing like a bunch of wheel kicks in a row and then next there goes martial artists so graceful. And then you just eat it, you just go boom.
Well, the kid fell, and I'm like, so graceful.
We should just use so graceful as our emotional damage.
Yeah, that's a great
I
idea.
like it.
I
So
love
graceful.
Yes, so
I love it.
graceful.
That's
Gymnast,
great.
so graceful.
Martial
I
artists.
can't. Don't get me
So
started
graceful.
again. I'm sorry, my eyes are still watering.
When you start, but like literally, it was a mental breakdown of like 10 minutes. We couldn't stop laughing.
Yes.
So when it just happened now, while Steve was trying to explain
I'm
the
trying to
fight,
explain the serious
It was,
fight about John Jones and Cyril Gahn, and these two are over here laughing hysterically, and I'm just like, guys.
Well, the
It was
first
really funny, though.
instance, I couldn't breathe, and I had to leave the room. Came back in, didn't help at all.
Nope.
So listen, it was one of those belly laughs that you just can't get away from.
those are good for your soul, though. You need
Oh,
those every
you
now
need
and
those
then.
every now and
Please.
then, man.
If you haven't experienced them, that's your journey.
I hope
Is
that,
to experience at least once.
I hope that at some point we provide you guys with that type of laugh at some point down the line. I don't think we've managed it yet, but
Well, we're not a comedy
We'll get
show,
there.
We're
so that
not.
makes sense.
We're
not.
a martial arts, Crocs comedy. We're
I've had people say to me that they could not stop laughing sometimes watching this podcast.
I have gotten some feedback from some of the kids, especially, again, the most favorite one so far of our long videos is Dave and his instance at the doctor's
Oh,
office.
yeah, yeah.
Blood being drawn.
Yes.
I
The
know,
Caped Crusader.
A lot of people like that. A lot of people like the nunchuck. The nunchuck.
A lot of on
The
that one
nunchuck
too.
challenge
And then
is good, too.
one of the kids actually told me they have the giant Jenga
Have they done their video yet?
in
and sent
the
it to us?
backyard.
You can
And
try
I'm
it
like,
out.
come on, man, hit that with some chucks. We should do a challenge though with like maybe the Jenga with kicking.
Yeah, I'll have to do that
Mhm.
another
You
time.
can try that.
Yeah,
it is
definitely.
Kicking in Crocs, so we can do kick related.
We should
You know.
we should go
And you
back.
got Crocs now, so you can actually kick.
As soon as that weather's warm too, we should go back to the outlet and just stand in front of the Crocs store when people come out and ask them to throw kicks.
we could try.
Hey, congratulations, new Crocs. Mind throwing them on, throwing a kick for us?
That'll probably be
Right,
funny. We get some
Until
funny
they ask
reactions
us to
that.
leave. But
Yeah,
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 until the
exactly.
manager comes
Like,
out.
Sir, you guys need you guys need to leave. You're disturbing our customer.
exactly.
What's the worst they can
You're
do?
promoting acts of violence
Call the
in front
police.
of our
Ban
store.
us?
Yeah,
So, yeah, they could potentially, yeah.
Hi,
ban it.
no, you just get them on the
well,
way
it's okay.
out.
Hopefully, we're just banned by that store and not. all
Then we
the
go to
stores.
another Crocs store.
There's other outlets.
somewhere. Yeah.
True.
You know what Crocs should do? They should have Crocs passport.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So you
So-
can travel to other Crocs
No,
stores.
well, so Lego.
Kind of, but not.
So you ever go to a Lego store?
Yes.
So tying it back to my Lego mug. If you go to a Lego store, you go up to any cashier and you ask them for a Lego passport. You ask them for a passport, and they give you a little passport book. And then any Lego store you go to, they'll stamp it. So I have a stamp for the one in Disney, and I have to go to the Freehold Mall and get a stamp for the one in Freehold Mall.
Nice.
They'll give you a passport. So Crocs should have their own Crocs passport.
Yeah, it's a great
pretty
thing
cool.
for folks that want to like collect their experience. It's awesome.
Right. Then
pretty
they got to travel to different outlets.
Yeah, it's a good reason.
Or
It's a
different Crocs.
motivation.
Yeah,
too.
it'd be good motivation for
Yeah.
them to go to.
I
different
think some of the
outlets and
Lego
stuff
stores
like
will actually give you one of those like mini, like you create your minfigs. If you're going and they see enough on the passport, they're like,
Wow.
you give you one.
I didn't know about it. I've learned about it on Instagram, and then when we were in Florida for the marathon, I was like, I'm getting a passport book. Like I waited.
that. I'm getting a passport book.
I have. We have. Kelsey and I have the National Parks passport book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could get that stamped when you go to national parks. I got the Lego passport book, and then I got whenever we go to these national parks or places, we get those crushed pennies.
Yeah,
You know,
we get
crushed
those
penny
all the
machines.
time.
Yeah.
So I have a passport book for crushed pennies.
Wow,
I should get
that's
the
pretty
passport
cool.
because we have so many of them. Kids always get them. Yeah.
Oh, crushed
Thank you.
pennies are awesome.
All the
What are we gonna do when
aquariums
there's no
we
more
go to.
pennies?
We're almost there.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yikes.
Coins, like coin money.
That could be another opportunity for us though. We give out the penny specifically for that use.
The crushed pennies are cool.
They are.
You don't even need a penny anymore. If it's one of the ones we did, you actually just swipe your card, I think it was one of Disney.
And it provides.
You can swipe your card, and it gives you questions. Yeah, there's already
I've never
a penny
seen
in
that
it.
one yet.
Well, it's Disney. They're ahead of the times.
Yeah, like we got this.
They're
We'll
like,
buy your penny.
We got a million pennies. We're just gonna.
We'll make it happen. The mouse will invest in some pennies for you. I mean, they're making.
I'm
the
still
money.
kicking myself because there's so many nice Crocs in Disney, like in Disney Springs.
Were you kicking yourself in Crocs?
I told you to buy them.
There's some good
I'm
ones.
surprised you walked away without any.
Told you to buy them.
It's the pressure of the looming wife eyes that got you.
I know.
You were sweating a little bit. That's what it was.
I told you. I tried to.
What
fight
one of the parents sent one of our listeners, the bots, Father Bots. He's not a priest. He's just
Father Bots.
You made it sound like that, though.
Bless you, my son.
That I know of.
Bots. His name is Mr. Bots. Wonderful
May the Lord
guy.
always be with you, my son.
Tell your story.
Anyway, so there I was at confession with Father Bots.
So grateful.
Just kidding.
I hope he actually listens to this episode.
he does.
So that when
They do.
So that when
They
you
do.
go up to him in real life and say, "Hello, my father. How are you?" Father Bots, Reverend.
Anyway, I forgot my train.
Oh no, he forgot
What
the
was
story.
I talking about?
You were talking about Father Bots.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they were there last
Forget
night
that.
when one of the little girls, Sophia, one of our little students, walks in, with a bag of Girl Scout cookies.
Uh-oh.
So I got a little out of control this year. Normally I keep better track of who I buy Girl Scout cookies from because obviously we run a martial arts school. So there are a lot of girls and they also participate in other activities such as Girl Scouts.
And they sell cookies.
And they sell cookies. So normally I'm pretty good about I'll buy 1 or 2 Girl Scout cookies from 1 or 2 Girl Scouts. This year went off the rails. And I must have 17 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. And my wife is getting mad. She's like, you need to stop with the Girl Scout cookies. But the way it works is you do your order, right? But then weeks go by.
Yep.
So I don't keep track. You don't even have to give them money. It's the best. They're like, oh, you want $3? Okay. No, do I have to pay that? No. Pay when the supply comes in. So
All of a sudden, $400 later.
Yep.
So, and I told her, literally, I think it was Thursday. I was like, that's it. We finished. That's the last of the Girl Scout cookies. We're done. And in walks Sophia with 3 more boxes of Girl Scout cookies for me.
The magic
And I'm
number
like-
apparently is 17 boxes.
And I'm like,
I don't remember
those are
ordering
for me.
those.
She's like, oh, yeah, right here. I'm like,
I don't remember
so
ordering those.
I sent
Oh,
a
no.
Snapchat to my wife, and it was somebody else to teach a class. It was kind of a slower class.
Please don't be mad.
And then, so Mr. Bots was there and a couple of the parents, and I'm like, oh, man. And they're laughing because they saw my face the second those cookies came in. Like, I can't believe I have more Girl Scout cookies. So I sent her a little Snapchat, and then Mr. Bots looks at me and goes, tell her, because he's a watcher. He watches the podcast, and goes, tell her it's either Girl Scout cookies or Crocs. Which one would she pick?
Did you ask her?
Oh.
So I sent her Girl Scout cookies or Crocs. I don't know if I ever got an answer, but
I think without a doubt she's going to
Hey,
say Girl Scout
Kelsey.
cookies. By the way, Christmas 2023, you're all getting Girl Scout cookies. So
Girl Scout cookies or Crocs.
Question.
What was
Do
it?
you hate the fact that he bought so many Girl Scout cookies or that they bought so many Crocs? Which one do you hate more?
Right. So she did say I'm more conscious
but
about
the
the
Girl
Crocs that I
Scout
buy.
cookies are just so much better
She did-
for company.
She did say I'm more conscious about
More
the
conscious
Crocs
about the Crocs.
that
So
I buy. But I am
Crocs,
because I
yeah.
keep track of that and I know what I
Not
want.
to mention with the Girl Scout cookies, it's a nice little way to give back to your students
Right.
that are there
And
with you. Whereas
you-
Crocs is just to satiate your own selfish desire.
Well, listen, if there was a little 6-year-old cute
Way to turn it
girl
dark.
that's like, oh, would you, Master Dave, could you please
No, no.
support us
You say no.
with
Not true.
This is
But-
how I
You
deal.
support
This is
them.
how I deal.
You support
There is one student in particular that I'm sure you guys can think of that.
I bought
always-
from her. I bought from her.
Bro.
It's my daughter, so I know he bought
No,
from her.
no,
her,
no.
not
All
her.
right, all
From the
right.
Toms River School, from my
Yeah.
school. There's one student in particular that I
She
can think
she
of.
literally waits. She waits till we do joint events
Yes.
and hits up all the brick people.
All the brick
along-
people as
yeah.
well. She goes to Toms
Genius.
River.
Gene, I
and
love
brick.
it. Proud of you. Keep that up.
But yeah, I guess it's because they're kids And it's very hard when a cute kid is like, please help me out.
But not only
please
that,
help my troop out.
When they come up and do it, right? So one of the things that we teach is your
His daughter's a Girl Scout, by the way. His daughter's also a Girl Scout, by the way.
Your
So
self-confidence.
he's skewed in this whole.
I am
biased.
But in what we do, right? We teach them self-confidence, entrepreneurship, the ability to lead, right? For us to not support that at all would be a contradiction to what we're actually doing.
Right. So we do support it in
big time.
Right.
With that, you guys do a great job.
Now over the years, your daughter used to come in. She used to give us a nice. Now,
she's graduated to what we call, so in the sales world, we call this assume the sale. With our regular clients, assumes that. She definitely assumed. She said a very quick, non-emotional, not really.
I got an email saying cookies are due. Let's go.
Pay up, man.
How many you getting?
Cookies are due. You owe me my money.
Just enter the quantity number.
That's because like when she was in like 3rd and 4th grade, there was some effort there. Now she's in that middle school age where it's just like
doesn't want to try anymore.
Yeah, give me my money.
Give me my money.
It's less of the pitch and more of the shakedown.
And I always feel bad too when like the kids come in because it's always unexpected. Like, it's cookie week. I had no idea. Do I have money in my wallet? Because I don't really carry cash. And but they take Venmo now. A lot of them.
I have to show you one of the funniest videos I've seen recently was a police officer showing self-defense with a baton. And at the end of the entire self-defense, he goes, and that's how you keep yourself away from buying Girl Scout cookies. It was one. I'll find it. I'll send it to you guys. We can chat about it. But it's really like it's a complete self-defense criteria you'd use with like an assailant. And then at the end, he says that phrase.
And
that is
how you stop yourself from buying Girl Scout cookies. We should do one of those too. We should like a full-on like technique of the week, and then at the end of it, we say, and that's how you defend yourself from buying Girl Scout cookies.
Coming soon.
We'll bring in Isabella for that one.
Girl Scout cookie self-defense.
You know how they set up the tables at stores and stuff? We should just kick one of the cookies off at each table with a crock.
And that's how you defend yourself from buying Girl Scout cookies.
But then we'll have to buy the Girl Scout cookies.
No, actually buy them just to make up for it. Yeah,
the whole table.
But we won't film that part so that people think that we actually did it.
So yes,
they're all empty boxes.
But everybody keeps asking because I was like, I could resell some of these Girl Scout cookies maybe. And everybody keeps asking if I have the raspberry ones. You had the raspberry ones? I was like, no.
I didn't even know there were raspberry ones.
They're new? I'm pretty sure
they're
Nicole,
new.
I'm pretty sure Nicole.
They're new and you can only get them online, apparently.
Pretty sure your wife
showed
them to me.
those.
Your wife showed them to me, and she
now,
said, you probably shouldn't buy those. So I was like, all right.
I always get the mints and the tag-alongs.
You get my same order. Bald guy order.
S'mores.
Boom.
S'mores, man.
No, I've tried the s'mores.
So I get the s'mores for my wife.
No.
I'm a thin mint tag-alongs guy. I think it's a bald guy thing. When you lose your hair, Steve, when you're bald, suddenly you're gonna really like tag-alongs.
Yeah, peanut butter just makes it for
that's
it.
what I'm saying. Because we're peanut bitter, so we have to have peanut butter.
Bitter.
So here, I have a question with the s'mores. I get their cookies. I get it. Yeah, but someone was actually saying this to me, like I should almost warm them up.
That was me joking about putting them over a campfire.
No, I think that was actually your wife.
No, she did say warm them up because then the filling melts and it becomes like an actual s'more.
Which I do like s'mores because we do that.
I don't like s'mores. I don't like marshmallow. The only marshmallows I like are the fake marshmallows and Lucky Charms.
You know what's good? The mini marshmallows have a slightly sweeter taste to them than the larger ones. If you get them and have them melt, you might like them better.
How we got from you buying Crocs to fights at the UFC to board breaking to
Girl Scout
cookies.
And now we're in the woods camping. Oh my God. We
I guess just so graceful.
On a journey.
So graceful. I ruined Nick again. So graceful.
So graceful.
I smash into the side of the wall. As soon as one flip, it's gorgeous.
I destroyed Nick.
Bang. Oh, please, we're going to send that video out. You will watch it.
And
we will laugh together when we run into each other.
Yeah, but I have no idea where the video is.
I know.
Number one and number two, it's a lot less funny without you going, so graceful.
The timing was ridiculous.
It was perfect.
It was such a nice routine until they smacked right into the wall the second after I said that. Almost like I cursed the video.
Yeah, you cursed everything.
I cursed that video. I'm like, man, they're great. Boom.
Don't do it without throwing kicks.
Yeah,
don't do it without throwing kicks.
I won't.
We did get some submissions though this week.
We do. We have actually.
I have
a lot
bunch
of submissions
to post.
line up. I got a couple. So yeah.
Yeah.
But we're gonna. I hate to cut this short, but for some reason it's now delayed in my ears. So
oh, no.
I'm saying this and I'm not hearing this audio until a second later, so it sounds really weird and it's throwing me off. So we're gonna end this podcast.
This
now.
is a problem.
I'm taking these headphones off, so don't get
podcast so graceful.
podcast so graceful.
So graceful.
I think it should still be lined up video and audio, though, so it shouldn't be a problem when
we hope so.
upload the video. But anyways, so if you guys have not yet already, please sure you guys follow us on Instagram and on TikTok at Kickin In Crocs, KICKIN.in.Crocs, CROCS. Subscribe to us on YouTube to watch the video versions of this podcast and a whole bunch of other cool content. Like Dave said before, submit your own photos or videos of you throwing kicks or doing any kind of martial arts in Crocs so that we can post them up on the page and feature them and show you to the world so that we can all say, so graceful, and watch you as you fall down, because that would curse your video.
Also, send those Weapons Wednesdays. And
try out some of the techniques that we do. I had one kid that was watching it like in the lobby of the school and was actually trying out, I think it was the front kick cross to the switch roundhouse.
Oh, nice.
And I apologize if I'm repeating if you said this, but the 5-star reviews.
I did not say that yet. I did not say that. Make sure you guys review this podcast. Give us that good old 5-star review. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you can give us a written review that we can read out loud here on the podcast. Same thing for YouTube. Leave us a review down in the comments section. We'll read them out loud at the end of every podcast. I would love to start doing that. I want to start including you guys a little bit more in this.
And one more thing.
Yeah,
I have a challenge for the month of March. Share this podcast with someone outside of your normal household circle, right? So I had family that came by from Massachusetts, and they didn't even know we did it. So I told them about it. They've watched it, and now we're going to hopefully get some more subscribers from it. But try to share this out with as many people outside of your general circle, and hopefully we'll have more people to join in on the fun.
Yep, we were trying to build up our audience as much as possible. That way, the more we build up this audience, the more awesome content we can bring to you guys.
Absolutely.
That's the way that you guys can help us out. But yeah, that'll just about do it for us tonight. A very riveting conversation that went all over the place. But you know what? We like those kinds of conversations. I've been Steve.
Always Dave.
Still Nick.
And he's got Crocs now, though. Still Nick with Crocs.
Half.
The shadow half. And you stay kicking, Internet.